Welcome to Delta Outdoors. Delta Outdoors stands for deer, elk, life, and turkeys. So it is 5:19 a.m. January 19th, 2019. We're going to go down, we're going to take a look at, see if we can find some cow elk. Lately they've been on the south side of Manti, but I need them on the north side. So we'll see if some have traveled over the past week. Thank you. Alright, we stopped to get some gas here in Sanquin. We stopped, now we're heading down to Ephraim, and we'll see how things go today. We'll let you know when we get there. So, sounds like somebody's up here chasing cats. They got a couple extra dogs on the trailer. I got the chains on the truck, and then we'll head up the hill. So it took me about 15 minutes. I got the chains on. We're gonna head up the hill. The dogs are starting to bark in the truck pretty good, so don't know if they're smelling something or it's just me. But anyway, we're on our way up. Oh, we're driving up the hill. Just going slow. That's the chain knocking. We're up here above Manti and Ephraim now. But we're up here a little later than I wanted to be. I even got up earlier, but I didn't really account for much for the time change for the sun coming up a little earlier. So we'll just mosey our way on over to the glassing point and take a little bit, glass a little bit. Maybe the guys with their dogs chasing the cougars might spook some elk around, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully, maybe they might spook something over to me, and we'll be able to get a shot off, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully the elk herd that's been staying over there on the south side of Manti Canyon has moved over here. So anyway, we'll see what happens. It doesn't look like very many people have been over here since the last little snowstorm we had. It's supposed to be a big one, but it doesn't look like much has hit. But no trucks have been over here yet, just four-wheelers are side by side. So we'll just take it nice and slow and crawl our way back over there. We'll see what happens. It's not pretty. Just the city lights a little bit. Looking down from above. That's Ephraim. Oh, we made it up here. We're gonna just sit here for a little bit. Seeing the guys with their dogs. Well, maybe not with their dogs, but they're up top driving around. So we'll take a look and sit here for a little bit, and we'll go for a hike and see what happens. See if we can find some elk. We'll probably just see deer. Hopefully the elk will move back, but we'll see. Well, instead of wearing their dogs out, they're out here on snowmobiles checking for tracks, any fresh tracks crossing the road from last night. See if they can pick up any cat tracks, and then if they can find some fresh tracks, they'll bring the dogs up, and then they'll let them loose. By what it looks like, what they're doing. I don't know too much about chasing cats. So we're out here just running into guys on a snowmobile chasing the cats, looking for tracks. I might have to take a ride over to those knobs and take a hike. He said most of the elk tracks he's seen that's been fresh have been a little lower, just above the private property. So I might have to go take a hike and go see what I can scare up. While we're out here looking for some elk, we found some probably week-old sign, bunch of beds, a lot of crap. But Haven't seen anything yet. Seen some more deer. So, but we'll throw this back in the bag and we'll take a look around and see what we can see. Can I show you guys where I'm at? Right, I'm just on the foothills, right above private property. But just right down here below us, the guy that I met up with that was chasing lion tracks, looking for lion tracks, see if he could get on a lion. Said he ran across some fresh tracks right down there from this morning. So, but we've yet to see any fresh sign myself. I was in the truck, so I wasn't paying attention as I come up, and it was a little darker. So maybe we'll hike over around a couple more knolls and see if we can't pick something up. Oh, we're on the side of the hill. We're just seeing a small 2-point buck just over there. He was traveling with a couple of does, and there was a small buck with him that's already dropped both sides. I could see the bases on the top of the skull where the antlers were. But no elk. See, starting to see a lot of sign though. So it's better than what it has been in the last couple of weeks. So we'll see what happens. So making my way back to the truck. This cold is a killer in my cold. The elk were in here within the last couple of days and heavy. We had a storm on Thursday and Friday, and there's a lot of tracks, a lot of elk crap, but it must have been just like Wednesday or Thursday morning or something, because there's just barely a thin layer of snow over their crap and over their tracks. So as you can see, a lot of the deeper, bigger tracks in the snow are the elk. But I'm gonna make my way back to the truck where some food and some more water's at, and we'll see what happens. Well, there hasn't been much action here today, but we'll see what happens later this afternoon. It's 3:42. Got maybe an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes worth of light left. So we'll see what happens, see if anything steps out. This last couple hours, sometimes it steps out right before dark. So we'll see what happens. This is about the only species of big game that I've seen out here today. It's these deer. I've seen a 2-point, a spike. I don't see any bucks in this group, but anyway, I'm gonna head down to a lower spot for the last hour of light, and we'll see what happens, because that's where I've seen most of the tracks anyway. So we'll see what happens. There's the 2-point buck that I was hoping to get on film earlier, but they took off running when I seen them when I was hiking around. But we're still making our way down to the observation point that I want to get to, and we'll see what happens. Well, we're heading off the hill. I did finally see some elk today, right at the very end of light, basically about 5:15. Tried to take off, get closer to them, but couldn't close the distance. They were probably 2,000 yards away. Figured if I could try and get up on this hill and see if any were actually any closer. But no luck. I got up on the hill. There's another hill in between that I didn't encounter for. So now we're gonna go off the hill, take the chains off, and possibly come back in the morning and see if we can get some elk and see if we can spot them. Alright, that is going to be it for tonight. Let's see you tomorrow. Oh, we're back at it. It's 5:05 on the 20th of January. We're in Payson right now. We're gonna head down, get some gas at Santaquin, and then we'll see you on the mountain. Oh, we're here to the hill. We're gonna throw the chains on. It should take about 12-15 minutes, and then we'll head up the hill and we'll go to the observation point and see what we can find. Right now, the road I'm standing on, there's nothing but pure ice. So, there's a few bare spots going up the hill, but oh well. That's what it is. Well, the chains are on. That took me about 15 minutes because they were frozen stiff from yesterday, from the mud that got on them. But we'll take it nice slow up the hill again today and see what happens. So I found the elk. They're right about there. From what I've heard, this is the bigger herd. Now I just gotta try and make my way over there and see if I can't get close to one of them. They're spread out all over that hillside. So we will go try and find some luck. So I just got dropped off here on this hillside from a guy on a snowmobile. He's the guy that told me yesterday that was out chasing cat tracks looking for a cougar. And I had spotted the elk before him and his buddy come up here. So I was starting to come over, see if I could hike up the road to get over here to get a better vantage point. And he brought me up and dropped me off up here at this vantage point and then took off back the other direction, went onto the road where I seen the elk. But hopefully he pushes them down for me and I can get a shot out on them. We'll see what happens. Well, I spotted them, but they're right up there in the pines. I have no way to get to them. And the guys with the snowmobiles, they're out looking for cat tracks. I should have rode with him while I was out looking for cat tracks because he was right below him on the road. But I thought just maybe they might push him down, but no, they went up. They went right into the pines. And so I don't know. We'll see what happens. We got all day. But if they don't come out, it's gonna be a long, cold sit. And the rest of my warm gear is in the truck. Right there, under that tree branch. Anybody got a sled I can borrow? A snowmobile? Because I'm out of luck without one. They were way up there. I know elk are grazers, but during the winter it looks like they turn to browsers. Just like deer, trying to live off the land. They're browsing quite a bit up there. It's chest deep on the calves. It's pretty close to that on the cows. That bull is a 2-point on one side, but his other horn / antler is like sticking way out in front of his nose. It's not even pointing up. So the elk are right there in the center, in the scrub oak. They're just on the National Forest property, which I can't hunt. I can only hunt on the Manti Face Wildlife Area and the Bald Mountain Wildlife Area. But that's where the elk are at. They were closer this morning, and a guy dropped me off. One of the guys chasing cats again dropped me off over there on the hillside, like I said earlier. But to no avail, they went even higher. I'm hoping they're starting to move now. I'm hoping they come back down the hillside. But not holding out any hopes. That's one of the cows right out there in the open, right to the edge of that scrub oak. Just barely, she's just a small dot. But still not moving down. Well, here I sit while the elk are up on the top still. I'm just waiting to see if they'll move down at all. It just seems like they're working their way across the top of the hill. I don't know what to do. I don't got a snowmobile. I can't get that high. And they're still on National Forest property. So here I sit waiting patiently. There's not much exciting happening. Haven't seen any deer. I've seen the elk way up there, but that's so later that evening, about 4:15, the elk started moving real quick, and I jumped out of the truck, put the camera in the bag, got hiking through the snow. I wasn't thinking about doing any recording. I forgot. Jumped out, tried cutting the elk off. By the time I got to the elk, I was within about 60 yards and didn't have time or the opportunity to pull the camera out of the bag. And so I was able to harvest this calf, and it's just across the fence on public ground, and it was an awesome opportunity and hunt. Is a calf, antlerless tag. I got a long night ahead of me. That's no sunrise. I was checking on Onyx maps and fishing game before I shot, just to make sure I was in the right. I'm barely on the public side of property. I feel happy. I'm able to fill my tag. Now I gotta take and clean them out and drag them down the hillside because I can't get the truck up here. Well, I got the calf gutted out. Barely got the head shot, but I got him down. Got it down. And so now I'm gonna try and drag him to the road, which is over there. Pretty sunset still. Gotta drag him through the fence to get to the road, because the road goes through private ground for the access to the public ground up higher. But so we're gonna continue this trek down the hill now. Just got to get everything wrapped up, put away, strapped to the back, and get moving down the hill. Well, we're down here off the hill now. My brother-in-law came up, give me a hand, and we were able to get it the rest of the way and drag it into the back of the truck. And so I'm plumb tuckered out. I'm gonna go home and about to sit in the bed of the truck tonight, and we'll skin it out in the morning. And we're glad to be done with the elk hunt for me. We got one more tag for my wife. We'll see if we can't fill her by the end of the month.